First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making this possible. I also deeply appreciate the dedication, transparency, and professionalism of CPC and MCOM in conducting free and fair elections, despite the pressures and the external forces. I commend you.
An gudanar da taron rantsar da shugaban ɗalibai wato Federal Association of Zamfara State Student Fazamss. Bikin rantsuwar wanda ya gudana a ɗakin taro na Universal Basic Education da ke garin Gusau, unguwar Yerima. An gudanar da shi wannan ƙasaitaccen bikin rantsarwa ne a wannan ɗakin taro, wanda ɗaukacin kwamarorin ɗalibai da saura makamantan haka suka halarci taron. Kuma an yi abubuwa na farin ciki a lokacin da ake gudanar da taron. Sabon dai shugaban kungiyar ya yi alwashin aiki kafada da kafada domin tabbatar da walwala da jin daɗin ɗaliban jihar Zamfara. Haka zalika sun lashe takobin ganin cewa duk inda matsalar ɗalibai take sun yi ruwa da tsaki domin ganin cewa an kai ƙarshen ta a ko'ina suke a faɗin duniya. Ga dai yadda shi wannan shiri ya kasance daga ɗakin taro na Universal Basic Education da ke garin Gusau, jihar Zamfara, tare da ni Ahmad M. Jalo daga Mai Biredi TV.
Members of the Convention Planning Committee, the Independent Electoral Committee, Zamsa President here present, distinguished members of the Parliament here present, members of the Judicial Council here present, fellow students of Zamfara State, and my esteemed and ever committed supporters. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Today, I stand before you humbled and honored to accept the mantle you have bestowed upon me as the new president of the Federated Associations of Zamfara State Students. This moment is not just a personal victory, but a collective triumph for all students of Zamfara State. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making this possible. I also deeply appreciate the dedication, transparency, and professionalism of CPC and MCOM in conducting free and fair elections, despite the pressures and the external forces. I commend you. To my ever committed supporters, thank you for your unshakable belief in my vision and my capabilities. Your sacrifices and efforts inspire me to serve with humility and dedication, and I promise you to give you a befitting and wonderful administration by the special grace of Almighty Allah. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, distinguished students of Zamfara State, as we embark on this journey, I want to emphasize that we are going to focus on the following key areas. Number one, scholarship advocacy, general welfare of the students of Zamfara State, social and sport programs. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we create environmental campaigns in order to enhance and of course to fight against environmental diseases and challenges we are having in the country. Distinguished students of Zamfara State, we are going to be addressing contemporary challenges that we will be facing the students of Zamfara State. Indeed, we have, and of course I have, dedicated team that will be working to address each and every challenge that may be arising. In conclusion, to those who contested alongside me, I salute your courage and dedication to serve. I invite you all to join hands with me as we work for the collective good of the Zamfara State students. Leadership is not about a single individual. It is about teamwork and shared commitment. I urge you and I call upon you to come and collaborate, join hands together to work for the collective and best interest of the students of Zamfara State.
You are a leader! You are a leader!
Distinguished students of Zamfara State and invited guests, thank you for your support and prayers and trust, and may Almighty Allah guide us in our endeavors. I want to also use this opportunity, distinguished student of Zamfara State, I want to use this medium to announce the appointment of Comrade Ahmad Hamdullah as my Chief of Staff with immediate effect. Congratulations. Thank you so much, and of course to the stakeholders, as we said earlier and many times, that our doors is open, and of course we often visitation for advices as we cannot do it alone. Thank you so much. Thank you.
To the student body, not to the big caps here at the front seat. The discussion will revolve around the importance of unionism. Student body is a collection of diverse minds in the college and university campuses. Why unionism matters? It matters because when diverse minds are assembled in one place, there has to be a pillar of support, there has to be a uniform voice, there has to be an umbrella that unites that collective diversity. So one importance of student unionism is to steer a pillar of leadership. An individual or collection of individuals have to be identified to steer the affairs of the student body. So the leadership will serve as a voice, a strong voice that advocates for justice, for quality service delivery, and for welfare of that student body in the college or a campus. One good importance of that leadership is to advocate administration of justice to the student body. I want to share an experience. I have been Dean Student Affairs at the College of Education for about 14 years, 8 years. And I know what it takes to facilitate the election of student escorts. As Dean Student Affairs of the college, I know there are background tensions in the school, which you can only dose those tensions and pressures by the use of student body. So student body is very much important. Another thing, it equips the students with leadership skills, with problem-solving skills. I want to share an experience at the convocation of Al-Kalam University when Professor Nasri Yawuri, who is the Vice Chancellor, recognizes Prof. Yahya Zakari as his team member when they were serving the SUG at Usman Danfodio University. So you can see it doesn't stop at the university, it goes beyond the university boundary. When an SUG as a financial secretary and SUG president reunite at a function in which one of them is heading a university. You see, that's a very inspiring story. I want to also share with the gathering that buttressing the point that student unionism equips and builds leadership skills. I remember when we were in 200 level, the president secretary to the state government was the SUG president, Usman Danfodio University, Abuna Kwada. It doesn't start at overnight. It doesn't start overnight. If you anchewe inkaga anche wanda bai sha rana ba bai yi ma wani rana. Yes, so building capacity building starts from the grassroots. So don't see it as maybe you print posters, you make noise, you make campaign and another thing. You are building your capacity, communication skills, leadership skills, negotiation skills. If you are negotiating with the state government on scholarship on provision of infrastructure in your campuses, you'll be privileged to meet with secretary to the state government, with the governor, with the chairman, with so many high-profile personalities. Without that title as student leader, you won't have those privileges. So these and many more others are advantages why you should fight for leadership positions in students. And one of it all also is leaving a very solid legacy. You are not fighting for yourself, you are fighting for the student body. So while you leave a legacy that it was during my tenure that this clinic was established, it was during my tenure that welfare services were introduced at the university and issues like that. So distinguished ladies and gentlemen, like I said earlier, I'm not presenting a paper, I'm only initiating a dialogue and sensitizing the student body on why it is very important for them to not only seek for leadership position in their campuses, but also use the opportunities to leave a lasting legacy and establish influences. It is a grassroots where you establish and build your influences. You collaborate with people and you establish partnerships and you mend problems and you strengthen linkages so that after your leadership, you can meet elsewhere and still build and expand your horizon. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I would like to wish the incoming ESCOs a very fruitful tenure and wish us successful participation at this very important event. Thank you very much. That will get you the presentation into Kamikamin. It was deliberate.
And Gamakiwa just told me now that I should give a talk on why students should, focus on their academics despite, engaging in unionism. Yes. One thing that is very important here is this. You are in the university or colleges or polytechnics because of academics. So any other thing after that is just a bonus. Your fundamental or main reason why you are in the university or polytechnic is to acquire a degree or certificates. And that is why it is always important to know why you are in the system. I've always told my students in fact, any class of students at all I meet, I do tell them that what makes you a human being is for you to first identify your talent and then work towards it. Ask yourself, who am I? Why am I here? And where do I go from here? If you cannot ask yourself these three questions, and even after asking the three questions, you cannot give yourself the answers, it's as good as you are not existing as a human being. Ask yourself, who are you? Then why are you here? Be it in the university, in the polytechnic of colleges, why are you there? Ask yourself that question. Then from there, where am I going? And if you are in the university because you want to achieve or acquire certificates, then you should know that yes, engage yourself in unionism is secondary. That should not be the fundamental reason why you are there. Like I said, this my brother have just said is that yes, some of the good leaders you have today, some of them started their political career at the university level. Myself, I'm a unionist to the core. In fact, while I was in the University of Maiduguri as an undergraduate student, I participated in campus politics actively. In fact, I was Secretary General, Kogi State students. I was Financial Secretary, Political Science students. I was even President NABS in University of Maiduguri chapter. And that opportunity to serve in those capacities gave me privilege to meet with the then Governor of Borno State, Senator Ali Modu Sharif. I met with the then SLG, with the deputy governor, and in fact, I also made a boss from using that particular office, Senator Ali Ndume. He's my boss. Today we still communicate with him. So like he said, leadership or unionism gives you that opportunity to exert your influence, to meet people. That's why I ask you, who are you? Why are you here? And where do I go from here? In as much as, participating in campus politics is very important and very interesting and sweet, also being serious with your education is fundamental. What do you think you will benefit after maybe serving as president, NAB, Rantsar, SUG? At the end of the day, you graduate with your class. How will you tell people? What will you tell people? Because unionism did not allow you to be serious with your academics. Okay? Yes. You see, ordinarily, if you are not a good student or an average student, don't really involve yourself in politics, because it will definitely take your time. And I know that is now partially affecting my Gamagiwa, no doubt about that. Because I know him, he's a very dedicated somebody, a very serious person. But no matter how serious you are, when the commitments are becoming too much for you, definitely there are areas that you will be having some issues. So, unionism, like somebody has said, is very important. It gives you opportunity to meet people. It gives you opportunity to set a pace for yourself. Even after leaving that office, you have where to start from. If you see, you are giving an example of your the current SSG, right? Who was an SSG president in Udus. Yes, that's why we believe that a learned mind does it better. If you have someone who is learned, who is educated in leadership position, and you have someone who is not or partially educated in leadership position, who do you think will do better? That's why we believe that a learned mind does it better. And sometimes, let me try to be biased a bit here by looking at it from my own area of specialization, which is political science. I always believe that if I am a student going for leadership position, there's this belief we always have that yes, the person can do well. Owing to the fact that we have groomed them on what is leadership, who is a leader, how are you supposed to lead, and what is politics itself. Because we've read about so many political philosophers, like somebody like Plato, who says that until and unless the philosophers become kings and rulers in their respective kingdoms, there will not be peace in the society of the rest of mankind. Meaning, those who study the science of politics know what is politics, how to govern, when to govern, and the right thing to do at the right time in leadership. Okay? And in politics, of course, we know, I just want to say it now, that no human being can do without politics. Today, appointing an imam today has to pass through political process. All of us can attest to that. Having an imam today, imam or pastor today, if you are not politically influenced and you don't have that political influence, you hardly get it. Today, between you and your wife, there is politics. Between you and your boyfriend and girlfriend, there is politics. So nobody can do without politics. And that is why we see politics as the master of all sciences. Of course, political science is the master of all sciences. Because, I've said it now, that the enlightened generation of tomorrow are those who study the science of politics today, according to Aristotle. Given the fact that man by nature is a political animal, to be educated in the science of who gets what, when, and how, is a human obligation for today's and future generation. So, nobody can do without politics. And I believe that having Gamagiwa at the helm of affairs, I think so many things are going to work for good for the union. And it is my prayer that all the elected officials of this particular great union will achieve their various goals and expectations for the student union. Like this, my brother said, it's not just being a leader. What will you be remembered for after leaving that office? That should be your target. Yes, I was NAPS president. I was this. I was that. During your reign, what was the legacy left behind? What should you be remembered for? In leadership, if you cannot be remembered for something, it's as good as you have not even existed in that position. So have it in mind that this is a trust given to you by the whole strength of Zamfara State. It's a trust, and don't betray the trust. I want to believe that by the end of your tenure, all of them should be able to come back again to celebrate that yes, they have made right choices by electing you as their leader. Thank you very much. And
standing before the already existing protocols, I remember myself as Kumar Muhammad Nas, popularly known as Aluta Justice, all the way from Sokoto. First and foremost, we would like to say sorry for we people that came late from Sokoto, but I would like to say we are very, very excited for the organizers of this program, and then I would like to call on the JCC chairman and is it Fazamss president, please, for them to discharge their duties. And then there is something that the JCC chairman just said last. Collectively. Please, you should put that back of your mind for people to work hand in hand. Babu Zamfara access. Yanzu is Sokeza. Sokeza we normally used to move as one family. Sokoto, KB and Zamfara. Babu Magana, Sokoto, KB, Sokeza, Zamfara Daban. Yanzu, thank you very much, Mr. President. So the JCC chairman for making that issue very clear. In Sokoto, KB, Zamfara, we are all the same as one family. Please, Magana wasu na can babu shi. Sannan the time that we came late, he President Konabiu, yeah, Mongona and Namada, we are very, very impressed. We should work hand in hand as one family to Allah. Carry everybody along and try to dispatch your duties accordingly. Sannan ya yi wani magana, ya akwai wani korafi, their door is open. Yanzu dai ya hau nan wanda in ka san shi in baka san shi ba, you have seen him now. He's the JCC chairman, sannan the president din. Thank you very much. Aluta continua. Babu kwamara cikin gidan. Aluta continua. Aluta continua. The voice is down still. Aluta continua. Aluta continua. Aluta. Zamba ku wani aluta namu na Sokoto. Aluta. Aluta in Kaniwood. Gidan Badamasi is the soul. Is the soul. Kwana Jasin. Thank you very much. Thank you.